What's up guys, Ian
and Blake from the Football Boots team. Today, what are we doing?
Today we're going to make the best boot never made. So you may have already seen videos where Blake and Matt already made their kind of perfect ultimate boot, and today is my turn. I'm going to make my boot. I can give you some clues. There's a little bit of power in it. There's quite a few different brands involved, and it's all about this boot's never been made, but perhaps some brands perhaps should have made it. I'm going to get into it. If you haven't seen Blake or Matt's video, then make sure you stay tuned to the end because we'll put up links to those videos so you can see what boots they made. If you have seen their videos already, then you'll know that these boots look sick at the end, so stay tuned to see what Blake has made for us today. This boot is off the charts. Alright, so what are we looking at first?
So one of the most important things with a football boot is the sole plate. So we've got three options here. The perfect sole plate. We've got the GSF, so the gradual stability frame, off the either Power 1 or 1.2. The Adidas Predator Power Surf sole plate. Very, very old school, but very, very good as well. And the hyperreactive off the Hyperman Phantom 3. So Ian, which one would you go for?
You guys are probably thinking I'm going to go old school and go with these. These had this transparent sole plate, and it had a little bit of iron that would move from the back of the boot to the front as you moved your foot forward and strike the ball. But I'm not going to go with those. So then we've got the more modern hyper reactive, and I do like the hypervenom sole plate, but I'm actually looking for a little bit of power in my ultimate boot. So I'm going to go with the GSF. I'm going to take the Heva Powers for my first pick. Let's get you guys involved. Vote in the poll card now. Would you choose the GSF, the Power Swerve, or the hyper reactive sole plate? What's next in the choices?
Alright, next is the studs. So what type of studs do you want on your sole plate? We've got the combination of the Hyperman Phantom 3, so mixture of hexagonal, bladed and chevron. On the triangular of the new Predator 18, it's mostly triangular with a few being squared, and chevron of the Mercurial Superfly or Mercurial Vapor 11. Which one would you go for?
Alright, so it doesn't really suit to have the chevron and kind of the speed boot, so we can discount those straight away.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested. This is still quite a typical kind of sprint frame Adidas sole plate with these studs and everything, triangular. I do quite like these different stud shapes that they use on the Hypervenoms.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with these.
Okay.
It's got this nice little bladed bit at the back as well, so
okay,
we'll go with those.
Next one is the last. So the actual width of a football boot, got wide, standard, or narrow. Which one would you go for?
All right, so this is all about me really. So Blake has really wide feet. He'd choose wide.
Yep.
My feet are pretty standard. I wouldn't say they were narrow, so we'll go standard.
Easy, very easy. Next one is the upper. So probably the most important one of this entire video. We've got K-leather, Flyknit, or Primeknit. So K-leather, that of the Adidas Predator Precision, or in a lot of leather boots at the moment. Flyknit on most of Nike's pro level models, and Primeknit on Adidas's Predator 18 or Ace Pure Control.
Yep. So yeah, well, I've got like the old school manias here, which are leather.
Yep.
And I really do like leather boots. Massive fan of those. Then you got the Primeknit on the Adidas, and I'm not going to choose that. It's a nice modern technology, but we won't go with that one today.
Yep.
And then my other option is kind of using Flyknit, and I think that I love leather, but I'm going to go Flyknit just because it is such a great modern technology, reducing the weight of the boots, and it's really good for the composition. And I'm thinking a few other things I might be doing with the boot later on. I'm going to need it to be a Flyknit upper to be able to do those things. So next.
Easy. All right.
Time for another poll card. Would you choose that K leather, the Flyknit, or the Primeknit? Vote the poll card now.
Next one is the lacing system. So you said earlier in the video that you wanted sort of a power focus. We've got central, off-center, so what you sort of get on most off-center power boots, or the off-center like what you get on Nike's control boots of the Magista.
Yeah, so I've got these three boots here. We've got like straight down the middle.
Yeah.
But that's more kind of suited to kind of like a speed boot again, like say F50s, like Mercurials, things like that.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about speed boot today, so we can forget those. Here you can see that off-center, like that's what just making this huge striking area, and we're talking about a power boot. So I will go with that. You got something like a Magista, which is slightly less off-center, but we definitely want this big striking area for these power boots. So let's do that.
Okay. Next one is the pass zone. So we are going with a power boot. So we're going to have a lot of zones we're going to get into. The first one is the passing region of the boot. We've got the gel pads of the Predator Instinct, the textured raised strips, what you get on the Nitro Charge, or the plastic strips, what you get on the CDR 360.
Yeah, so I don't want like the plastic that's going to stick out and get in the way. I don't think it's necessary because it's just kind of passing the ball. I do like the idea of the gel pads, and they can be quite subtle as well, which might be nice for a design kind of aspect. Textured raised things is okay, and you've got a little bit of texture raised stuff on these new Predators. But I think I'm going to go with the gel pads, nice and subtle.
Easy, all right. Next one we see is the drive zone. So this is when you're taking free kicks. What type of technology do you want? We've got the adaptive shield of the Laser 4 or the Laser 3 as well, the Mercurial panel on the Wave Ignitus, and the rubber fins of the Predator or Predator Mania.
So that's hitting it like right on the top, isn't it? Yeah?
Right on the top.
So using the McKnighton panel, you can hit like knuckleballs and do stuff like that, like no spin. So I think that is probably what I would put on the boot.
Yep.
We'd do that. I mean, I think the rubber fins are great. Love those as well. Beckham obviously had a lot of success with those, and the adaptive shield was great at the time. But I think the McKnighton is just such a unique bit of technology. Let's put that on this boot. Tell us what you think again. Would you go with the adaptive shield, the McKnighton panel, or the rubber elements from the Mania? Vote in the poll card now. Okay, next one we see is the curve zone. So this is more about curving the ball when you're striking the ball as well. We've got the rubber fins again from the T90, energy sling off your most favorite boot of all time, the nitro charge, and the rubber fins again from an Adidas Predator. All right, well, we can discount the energy sling. It doesn't really add any curve. It's not quite necessarily used for that. I mean, it's the other thing we could consider is the rubber fins, which is something you'd see on like these T90s. Like they had that kind of rubber fin here, and that's quite a decent boot actually, and really good at the time. But it's like iconic. Like these like fins on a Predator. Iconic. You have to go with that, don't you? I mean, like, why are they not on the Predators right now? Exactly. It is anyway, we've got to put these on. So we'll go McKnighton at the top, and then we'll have these down the bottom. Easy. Now the next zone is pretty much on the top of the forefoot, so the touch zone. So almost when you're juggling the ball, we've got the Potted 3D, like what you see on the Medusa Oba. The pour-on pods, like what you get on the Hyphen Phantom 3, and the rubber strips, like what you get on the Predator LZ or the LZ2. Yeah. Got an LZ floating around somewhere. One down, Alright, so interesting choice to make. I do think it's a bit of unnecessary kind of extra kind of gimmicky stuff on the top there. It's very gimmicky. You don't need it. I like the Medusa. I've worn the Medusas. I think they're good. I do like the idea of the pour-on pods. That they're mainly in the strike zone on the high. Mainly in the strike zone. But then you have this whole design going across the upper, and it's really just quite nice for kind of contacting the touch the ball. And you want like a bit of like kind of. You don't want it to be completely flat. So I will go with the Hypervenoms, and it ties in nicely with the choice of the Flynet. I mean, both of these would be good choices with the Flynet. So perfect. So the next zone is the Volley Zone. So the zone on the lacing region of the boot. We've got 4 options here. The first one is the most unique. It is the concave component. So it's a plastic piece of material to cover over the top of the laces. Great for volleying the ball. Lace cover of the X70 Plus Pure Speed. Fold over tongue like we've got on the Predator, and the no cover, so no technology on the Volley Zone at all. Which one? I mean, this one's good. I like the fact that it pops over your laces. It's quite nice, but I don't think it suits what we're doing with the boot. It's not going to work with my other choices all over the boot, so we'll discount that one for now. Concave, this is a really unique thing. They've kind of scientifically proven that it does add extra oomph to your shots, that only if you actually hit the ball there. Like the rest of the boot, it's got nothing to do with it, but if I'm planning on hitting the ball there, maybe some volleys, then I should add it. I mean, if you look at Modric, it'd be great. Ideal. I mean, the tongue's great, but perhaps not quite modern day. Moved away from that a little bit, so we'll ditch that. What was my other option? Just nothing. Nothing, just a standard lacing system. I mean, let's put this on it, and if I don't like it, then I'll just take it off at half time. Exactly. You've got the option. All right. Next one we see is the lining. So inside the boot now, this is a very, very crucial part to make these boots comfortable. We've got the AccuFoam. So this is pretty much a combination of mesh and pads inside the boot to provide a bit of more protection. We've got suede, so that's like what you get on the Superfly, very thin but comfortable, and nylon, like a typical material you get on most old school boots. I mean, I think like one of the most important things about boots is comfort. Now, I will say we've almost made this boot, guys, so stay tuned. We're going to reveal it to you very soon. Inside, AccuFoam. I think I'm going to go with that because it's going to give me a little bit of extra padding and stuff on the shots anyway, and it'll just give me a larger kind of sweet spot when I'm striking the ball. That makes sense. So let's do that. It's going to be comfortable and it's going to aid the strike. Okay, Midfoot. So Midfoot technology, we've got flywire like what you see on the Flynet boots of Nike. You've got the inner wrap like what you get on the Predator or the Pure Control, or the Pure Cut like what you get on the Pure Speed. Alright, I've already got like the Flynet, and I've already gone with some of the other Hypervenom texture, and I think the flywire is just going to lock me into the boot, and that can't not be a good thing. So let's go flywire. We're going to get some lockdown. You have to go with flywire when you go for a flying upper. Yeah. Next one we see is the silhouette. So the collar, mid-cut, low-cut, or semi-mid-cut. So the semi-mid-cut is like what you get in the Flynet Ultra or the Adidas Predator 18 Plus, which I think I rate very highly. So you're talking about this? Yep. I think I'm almost tempted to go low, but I feel like this boot needs a little bit of modern in it. You guys are going to be like, come on, get with the times. So let's go with the kind of semi-mid cut of the new Predators.
Okay.
Because this is supposed to be a power boot. This is what the Predator should look like.
Yeah, exactly. Next one is the heel counter. So not a crucial part of a football boot.
No, but it's I want my boots to look good.
So we've got three options here. Internal, so it's flying internal. Heel counter, internal or external?
It's all about the look, I think. So this one's like an internal one, and you've got this nice like
school,
Adidas logo. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it does.
Then you've got the kind of internal of the
Timber Legend.
the Timber Legend, and like there's that one player who cut a massive hole in the back of his.
Exactly.
So he's not massively happy with the back of those. I don't think necessarily it's as popular as a back bit as some people think.
It's not as.
I want to go with the iconic look of the back of a Mania. It's got an external heel counter. It's just going to look awesome.
I think
let's put this on it.
A lot of people bought the Predator Mania because of the heel counter.
It looks so good.
Yeah. All right. Next one we see is the colorway.
Oh yeah.
So crucial. It is crucial when you're choosing a pair of boots.
Yes.
Blackout, red, black or white, or modern and colourful design.
I do like a blackout, but I think that we want a bit of see what's going on with this awesome boot, so we should add some colour to it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm prepared to go crazy
Modern?
like Puma wild kind of
Camo sort of
throw up a bucket of paint on a boot type look.
Okay.
I think we should go red, black, white. That is what a power boot is all about.
Okay. Next one is logos. So we've got the Nike swoosh, the Adidas 3 stripes, or the Puma form stripe. What do you want on the side of your football boots? I'm gonna say I know what you're thinking. You have to go Adidas 3 stripes.
Well, you kind of do. I mean, it is like a power boot, and like Nike. The thing is, though, I've picked like quite a bit of Nike stuff. There's Puma bits in as well. This boot is a mixture of all these things.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna look best with the 3 stripes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one we see, and this is the last one before we reveal the football boot.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's the sock liner. So power swerve, either power 1.2 or boost.
Okay. So the reason you're offering me the power swerve is because I could have had the power swerve sole plate, and I had to have had that because it had the filament in it to move around.
Exactly.
All right. So I'm not going to go with that. I could go with boost because it is going to be super comfortable, but it doesn't add that much to it. But then I did choose the GSF, so I need the sock liner that has the flex in it. You got it there.
So you got Paul on here, but you need that flex in the middle with the EvoPower sole plate.
Yeah, give it that little extra bit of.
You ready? You ready for it?
You guys ready? Tell us what you think in the comments when you see these. All right.
That is the boot. Stunning, isn't it?
I think it looks amazing.
So I'll just briefly describe what we've made here. We've got, of course, got a Mania counter. We've got that Predator 18 collar.
Yep.
Also got that concave component on that lacing.
It's kind of real subtle. You can just see at the top there.
Of course, off-center lacing, and the sole plate is GSF with those high diameter studs. And of course, you have to have your Adidas 3 stripes on the side of the boot.
It looks good. What about the other side? I want to see the other side.
This is the most important side here. This one here. That is what the Predator 18 should have looked like, in my opinion. So of course,
can you imagine if Adidas had brought that boot out? Would you have bought that boot if they brought that out?
I think a lot of people.
Is it better than the Predator 18? Should Blake be making football boots? These questions need to be answered in the comments, guys.
Yep. And the poll card, would you wear this? Would you go for this one, or would you go for the newly released Predator 18 Plus?
Yeah.
Vote in the poll card now. All right, that's it.
Thanks for watching, guys. Go enjoy your football.